Hi everybody, Dan Illman, Mike Beer, kicking off a pick 4 at Keeneland on a super Saturday afternoon of racing. Race number 8 is the Grade 1 First Lady. We're going a mile for fillies and mares. Remember to get Mike Welsh's clocker reports from Mike and the entire DRF clocking team, now available throughout this Keeneland fall meeting. Lots of major races, graded stakes, Breeders' Cup preps, first-time starters. Perfect complement to your PPs. Learn more at drf.com/Keeneland. Let's meet the field for the Grade 1 First Lady. It is a big and bulky field. Chad Brown, very, very well represented. Sure, he's got the number 4, Uni, and she's very, very good in her own right, coming off of an excellent third against the boys in the 4-star Dave. But the big name in here is the number 11, Rushing Fall. 4 for 4 at Keeneland, and it took another Chad horse, Sister Charlie, to derail her last time.
Yeah, the two stablemates complement each other, too, because Rushing Fall can go forward in this race. Uni will sit back and try and make one run.
Let's take a look at the Timeform US pace projector. I found it really interesting. The Timeform US had this race as a fast pace, and I guess there are some quick horses. I mean, Awesome Tank has been on the lead in the Woodbine Mile. Something tells me that the connections probably don't want to be there this time around. I can certainly see a horse like the 8 Mitchell Road going to the lead. Yeah. I think she's the key to this race. Because if Mitchell Road can get forward and they leave her alone, we know what she can do up front.
Yeah, she's a dangerous horse on the lead in this race. It's interesting, it's sort of counterintuitive for them to have this labeled a fast-paced race and then have one of the European invaders being up there on the lead.
Number 1 is Conquest Card Candy, and she was on the lead last time out in the Grade 2 Ballston Spa at a gigantic price. She took them inside the 8th pole. It was a very game effort from a very game mare. She tries hard every single time. It's just that I've never thought of Conquest Card Candy. I'm one of her biggest fans. Just never thought of her as a Grade 1 horse.
Yep, I'm a big fan of hers too. It's it's easy to forget that she's a New York bred because they just keep running her in all these tough spots, and she really acquits herself well. She's in another tough spot here.
The 2 Awesome Tank might be a little bit of a sleeper in here. Again, I don't see her on the lead. She ran in the Beverly D, and that was a race where she chased a very, very fast pace, and she was still punching on at the end to finish second behind Sister Charlie. Then in the Woodbine Mile, I didn't think she was going to be on or near the lead. Yeah. They pushed her early, and she paid the price. She's a lot better than that last race, and I think she can work out a trip.
Yeah, I liked her Beverly D. I thought she ran well in that race. Obviously, she got a figure for the effort. She just got chewed up in that fast pace last time. I would forgive her for that one and give her another chance over a mile.
The key is whether the 3 Juliette Foxtrot can come from this far behind, because in her 3 wins in North America, she's been relatively close to the pace. Those were the first 3 starts for Brad Cox, and she was just so visually impressive every time that I was really looking forward to seeing what she could do last time out in the John C. Maybe. And she made the lead in the stretch. She was chasing 100 to 1 shot. She took over, and it took Vasilika, who she'll face again, to run her down. I was a little disappointed she lost that race, and taking nothing away from the win machine, Vasilika.
Yeah, I agree with that, Dan. I liked all 3 of her first starts over here for Brad Cox. I thought she ran well in all of them. And I liked her last time. And listen, she ran a new top figure at 98 by her. She just got beat right on the wire. But somehow I was really disappointed that she didn't hold on there.
Let's talk a little bit about Uni, who came from far, far out of it to win the Grade 1 Matriarch in her final start as a 4-year-old. It took Chad some time to get her back to the races. Nice comeback win against inferior competition. And then on the 4-star Dave, there was just a wicked pace. And let's turn to the stretch. She's last on the rail. She's beginning her run right now in the Maroon Cap. She's going to alter course off the rail right now. She's going to split horses. She'll be in a little bit tight. And as usual, she ran a good race. Remember, Got Stormy won this race, another mare. But these are some decent males that Uni is in against, and she runs every time. And if the pace is fast, she's running late.
Yeah, I really think she ran well in this race. I realized that she was the beaten favorite when all was said and done. And Joel Rosario, to me, did just about everything right in there. He saved all the ground. He got her to cut the corner, and then she rallied through the stretch. You saw her have to alter course off the 8-pole there. That probably cost her a little bit, but I still think she ran a really good third. She had won 5 in a row at a mile prior to that. If they go at all in front of her, she will be flying late.
And one of the horses that could provide some pace is the 5 Marina's Legacy. Is 50 to 1 on the morning line. This is an Indiana bred who's won 7 of 19. Very likable, but beaten at odds on against fellow state breds last time out, and now just taking a gigantic step up in class. Perhaps part of the pace picture for a while, but these might be just too tough.
Yeah, I mean, that was a disappointing loss last time. They've tried her in one prior graded stakes race. She finished last with a 60 buyer. I know that was on yielding turf, but it just feels like she's in over her head.
And then you got the reformed claimer, the 6 Vasilika, taken for $50,000 to kick off her 2018 campaign. After that race, what'd she go? 8 for 10 in 2018. She's 5 for 6 this year. Let's watch her win in the Maybe, where, again, that's Juliette Foxtrot, who made the lead, has the tactical advantage. Vasilika's going to come on the outside and get this horse late, and she had to alter course off heels a little bit and is kind of getting forced out. Everything was going Juliette Foxtrot's way. This horse doesn't want to lose.
Yeah, this is all she does. I have her at 14 for 17 since she arrived in Southern California. She just keeps showing up and winning. I guess the question now is, can they ship her back out of California for the first time since last February of 2018 and get her to come through with the same kind of performance?
It's hard to doubt her. She's versatile. She loves to win races. It's a good point. She really found her footing in Southern California. Indian Blessings up next, the number 7. And this is a horse that's been a world traveler, 3rd in this race last year, behind a Raving Beauty and Dona Bruja. This is a comparable field, if not a better field, I think, this year in 2019. But she got a nice prep in the Boston Spa last time out. Indian Blessings down towards the inside. She has a look at this race. She's going to end up finishing 2nd in a pretty good field.
It is a pretty good field. It's also just going to come down to a blanket finish. You're going to see about 5 of them hit the wire together. Indian Blessing has every chance at this dance. She's down on the inside. She's got plenty of room down there, and she's got a real shot at it right here. She's going to just miss. Not a bad performance at all, but there's not a real excuse for her either. I felt like all 3 of her races over here last year, I thought she ran well in all of them, just not quite good enough.
Mitchell Road completed a 4-bagger by winning the Grade 3 Gallowrat just on an easy lead at Pimlico on Preakness Week. Then in the Diana, she chased a fast pace. I don't really think that race is as bad as it looks on paper. I thought she ran well. And last time out in the ladies' turf, it was a day at Kentucky. That's a weird day. Where just you needed to be on the lead to win, and Mitchell Road didn't make the lead. Miss Bad Behavior did, even though she didn't break very well. And Mitchell Road ran an okay 2nd. It was just a race where they just ran 1, 2, 3 all the way around the track. I think Mitchell Road, if she can get loose, is dangerous. The question is Timeform US right with the pace projector, which would hurt Mitchell Road?
Yeah, we'll see how it shapes up early. I have to use this horse, though. I feel like she's a major contender in this race. It's interesting that, when you go back to the Diana, because you knew the pace was going to be fast. Chad entered the Rabbit to set the race up for his 2 horses. And for some reason, Mitchell Road just would not settle early in that race, and she wound up just getting involved on a wicked pace. I don't know what the plan was last time. I sort of understand letting Miss Bad Behavior go once she wanted the lead. But this horse just got all jammed up behind her early. I think it really cost this horse.
Formulator fact for the great Bill Mott's had some problems in graded stakes at Keeneland over the past few years. Older turf routers, 1 for 23, 31-cent ROI. Take that for what it's worth. The 9 is Simply Breathless, 3rd last time out. And I guess you could say she was one of the few horses making up any kind of ground in that ladies' turf last time out. I just wonder if that's the best she can do. I think that she's the kind of horse that'll run buyers in the low to mid-90s, and the Unis and Rushing Falls in the world, they can pop a triple digit.
I'm concerned that this race is just too tough for her. On the other hand, if she's over 20 to 1, I'm just going to use her somewhere. I thought that she ran well in her first 2 starts when she got over here. I'm going to give her the distance excuse for the modesty when she was just no match for Juliette Foxtrot. Maybe she just didn't want to go that far. Last time, just down inside the entire way. He really was never had a chance to make up any ground in that race. I think this filly's okay.
Storm the Hill, the number 10, Split Bow Recall and Vasilika, 2 of the better older fillies and mares in Southern California, in the yellow ribbon when she got a really clever trip and ride from Rafael Bejarano, just going to the front, backing down the pace, and somehow she missed the bob in between horses. Last time out in the ladies' turf, again, a situation where maybe she's a little bit dirtied up because she couldn't get to the front. She sat and she kind of ran 1 pace.
Yeah, she got up close in that race and stayed on till the end, just got out finished, just missed 3rd by a nose to Simply Breathless. She's run some good races, that's for sure.
Rushing Falls, the one that they all have to take down, however. She is a perfect 4 for 4 at Keeneland. She is 8 for 10 lifetime, and she gave the divisional leader, her stablemate sister Charlie, all she could handle last time out in the Diana. Now, she sat back off of a hot pace. She's going to make the first run at this. She is 3 wide on the outside. She's going to forge to the front, but Sister Charlie is going to be breathing down her neck. All in all, though, making the first run into that fast pace, she was a good 2nd.
Yeah, she ran really well in here. Sister Charlie, just too good for her, especially at 9 furlongs. She gets the cut back to a mile here. A 4-time Grade 1 winner already, 4 for 4 at Keeneland. Very versatile. as far as running style goes. You can put her up front. You can set off the pace. You can come from way out of it if you have to. I think she is the horse to beat down.
And Miss Bad Behavior didn't exactly break that great in the ladies' turf last time out under Jose Ortiz, but Jose read the track, and he was able to get to the front with this filly, and she just would not stop in the stretch. And that was kind of the way this turf course was playing all day long. Mitchell Rhodes chasing, Simply Breathless is chasing, Storm the Hill is chasing. They're all chasing. Miss Bad Behavior, gate to wire. Not going to be as easy this time around.
I don't think it is. If she can somehow back this race up, I guess she's a contender in here. I want to see her do it.
Just Wonderful is a horse that's come over here a couple of times. She was second in the Belmont Oaks behind the unfortunately injured Concrete Rose, a really good 3-year-old filly before she got hurt. They sent her back to Europe, and last time against older horses, older fillies and mares, she ran an okay third. First time hood for Aidan O'Brien in the Matron Stakes. There's Just Wonderful. She's on the far outside right now. She's got to look at this, Mike, but she just can't make up the meaningful ground.
Just not quite good enough in this race. She followed the winner, Iridessa, who on a nice bounce back performance for her in this race, and Just Wonderful just can't get to her. I thought she ran fine. It's worth remembering that in that Belmont Oaks back in July, broke slowly in that race, was really bothered when newspaper of record would not settle, and this horse took the worst of it on the backstretch. She ran a good second that day.
No, she is not out of this at all. The question is, have we seen her best? Is she kind of exposed at this level after 9-10 starts? But you have to respect everything this internationally renowned barn sends out. Hanalei Moon completes the field. She's coming into this race in good form. She won a restricted stake last time out. Not bad when you run those restricted stakes for $250,000. Let's watch Hanalei Moon. She's already taken over the One Dreamer Stakes, and she is on her way to winning with a co-career best 91 Beyer speed figure. This is a lousy outside post for the Mark Casse trainee as she steps up into the graded ranks for the first time.
Yeah, we'll see what kind of trip she can get from post 14, because it feels like it's going to be tough for her. She's improving all the time, though.
Rushing Fall, the horse to beat. Uni probably nipping at her heels as the horse to beat. Let's take a look at who we like in the Grade 1 First Lady. I respect both of them. I don't want to give up on Juliette Foxtrot. Maybe I was wrong, but like you, I was so impressed by the way she won her first 3 races. That was a tough loss last time out, but as you mentioned, she did improve from a figure standpoint. I kind of like her cutting back in distance a little bit here. I'm going to give her one more chance. The price will be right this time around. But I'm going 3, 4, 11, and 13, and I'm using a lot of Uni. I think she might be able to turn the tables on Rushing Fall.
Yeah, I hope she gets the right trip in this race, because as a closer, she's going to need a setup and then a clean run into it. If she gets it, I think she's good enough to win. I went 4, 8, 11, and 3.
This is a sensational way to kick off a pick 4 at Keeneland on Saturday. A full field of quality fillies and mares going a mile on the turf in the Grade 1 First Lady. Approximate post time, 5:04 Eastern. Good luck.